Good morning, guys. It's Darlene from Couture. Wanted to show you a quick little sign this morning. This is one that I made a kit for our craft shows. I have a craft show that starts tomorrow. So there's a surface, a little chalkboard, and I have a transfer, Life's a Beach. This is our size A transfer. And then I have 3 chalk paste singles, guava, wildberry, forget-me-not. Have a tiny little thing of wax, which will be more than enough to do this sign, and a small squeegee. So I'm going to set these guys to the side because I'm going to use my chalk paste that's already open. I have my transfer is already cut into pieces. I've used it before, I've made this sign before, but I don't have a sample to put out with my kits at the show. So I figured I'm going to show you again, and I'm going to use the colors that are in the kit. So this surface here is a non-chalk couture surface, so we need to wax that. You just need a tiny bit of wax. You're going to take an old rag that's been used, you know, one of those white rags from Home Depot, a little cleaning rag, whatever you have. You could even use a paper towel if you don't have a rag. So you're just going to wipe a tiny bit onto your surface. You're going to wipe it off. You just want a very thin coat on there. You're going to close our wax. This is the wax that I use, Howard's Premium Paste Wax. It comes from Home Depot. You're going to use a paper towel, and you're going to rub off even more of that wax. So you just have a teeny tiny thin coat on there. That's all. It just helps release the transfer. So my transfers have been used before, but they're going to stick really tightly to this board, so I'm going to want to fuzz them. This is our fuzzing cloth. You do not have to use this. You can use an old towel. You can use your t-shirt, as long as you don't have dog or cat hair all over your t-shirt. So this is a silk screen transfer. I'm going to peel the backer sheet off of that, and it's sticky on this side. You can see that it has these little floating things in here on the silk screen. With a stencil, you would not have all those center area details. So I'm going to stick this onto my cloth, and I'm just fuzzing it. Fuzzing simply means putting a little bit of the fuzz off of the towel onto your transfer. And I like to fold my corners under so it's easier to remove. Gives you a little area to grab that isn't stuck down onto your surface. You're going to smooth out any of the air bubbles. And I am going to put 3 of these guys here. I'll start with the center one, try to get it centered, and then I'll do the other 2, and I'll probably do them down a little bit just so that I don't have to get it exactly even. I'm gonna peel this off, and you'll see that one side is glossy, the other side is matte, and I've put an X on the back. You don't want to stick your transfer back onto that when you're done with this. These are reusable. This one has been used a lot. I'm just simply going to go ahead and stick it down onto my surface. I am so messy. I did a project before this and I got chalk paste on me. So forgive my messiness, but that is me. That could be my middle name. I don't make a project without taking some of it home on me. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm just going to get as much ready as possible. This is going to overlap there, so we're going to wait on our little seashells so we can do our colors. I have wild berry, and I've already stirred these up. You want them to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. This one is guava. This is one of our newer colors. And then we have forget-me-not. This is also a new spring color. So you're just going to stir them. If they're too thick, you're going to just spray a little bit of water in there. They suggest bottled water or distilled water. We have had a couple of people that had issues with putting regular tap water in it. I have not had any issues. Our water has chlorine in it, so I think that could be the difference. Just gonna plop, like I did, plop a little bit of your chalk paste down there. In the kit is a small squeegee, so that's what I'm going to use to demo and show you. And you don't need more than 1 squeegee for these little projects like this, but instead of stopping and washing it, I have 3 squeegees ready. The kit comes with one. You're simply going to wipe it on a paper towel or stop and wash it. No big deal. Gonna set the squeegee to the side on a paper towel, and I'm gonna peel this. I'm gonna use the squeegee again at the bottom for one of my seashells. Gonna pull this. You're gonna pull either straight down or side to side, peeling carefully. Then this is gonna go into a water bath over here, which is simply a container of water, like a Tupperware or a pan, anything that you have, just to put your transfer in there so that the chalk paste does not dry in the transfer. When I'm done, I will wash them. They are reusable. You can use them again and again and again. Corporate says 8 to 12 times, and I have gotten many more uses than that. Which one did I just use? There's, oh, I set it to the side. I actually had 4 there. That's funny. Okay. And I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm not gonna edit that out. That is real life. We're gonna sneeze. We have so much blooming right now. We have had the wettest winter in such a long time. Our spring, all of a sudden, now we're having beautiful weather, not as much rain, and everything is blooming. Oh my goodness. You go outside and everything is green and there's flowers everywhere, and these poor people that have allergies, oh, they're just gonna be dying. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna reuse this. So I'm gonna set this to the side, but I need to quickly dry this. I did the center one first so I can do the other two. I want to have all the same color. Gonna use the guava. So I'm gonna quickly dry this with my heat gun. If you don't have a heat gun, you can use a hairdryer. If you don't have a hairdryer, you can simply wash your transfer and let this dry on its own. So you do not have to do this. I have it down on just air now. This dries really quickly. So you don't want to put your transfer down onto a hot surface. So I turned it to just air. So I'm going to do this a little bit lower so that I don't have to try to get the perfect exact height. And just going to press it down quickly. Going to work quickly. We don't want that chalk paste drying on the transfer. Going to squeegee down, pressing through the transfer. Squeegee off the excess, and then we're going to move it to the other side right away. So you can do this three or four times, and it will still turn out just fine. But more than that, you'd want to wash it in between. And we're just doing approximate. I don't care if it's not completely even. I'm not going to cry about that. We are simply going to do our best, and it is homemade, it is unique, and it will be fine. So don't fuss too much over it. Just do it. I'm going to spread my chalk paste, squeegee off the excess, put it back into our jar because that can be used for the next project. We don't like to waste. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this, and then this will go right into my water bath. All right, these are going to overlap. So my seashells are going to overlap, so I need to dry that, or you can simply walk away, come back 10 minutes, it'll be dry. But I'm going to go ahead and dry it. I'm going to turn it down to just air now. Go ahead and feel it, make sure it's not too hot. So I'm going to do one here, and this in the center. So I think what I'll do is I will do the center one first, and this has been used many times, so I don't need to fuzz this. I'm going to use my Very Berry. It's wild berry, not very berry. It looks like very berry, like the Very Berry Punch, or Very Berry. There is a paint that's Very Berry. I could say that I'm overtired, but I just woke up, so I don't think that will fly. Now, during the craft show, oh my goodness, it's exhausting. Not only is it exhausting physically, it is exhausting mentally, because there will always be things that come up that we have to deal with, and I'm just gonna wipe that with my finger. That's okay. That's our jobs, being in charge. That is what we do. We just take care of it. We know it's gonna happen. We expect that there will be something to deal with, whether it's customer, crafter, facility, whatever. There will always be something, but it can be really exhausting mentally. All right, I'm wanting these to be at a diagonal. Just do it a little bit diagonally. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna use Forget-Me-Not and get my other little squeegee. I'm gonna spread that, just pressing it down through the transfer, scraping off the excess, putting it back into my jar. Very easy, very simple. Gonna pull my transfer and I'm gonna put it on this other side. Okay. I'm gonna just use that squeegee just to press it down a little bit. I don't want to ruin the transfer. I don't press too hard when I'm doing that. Put a little bit of chalk paste there. Don't need a whole lot. And you're going to be, when you use these, you are just going to knead them. You just kind of squish them, knead them, and then pull the side off. Put this onto a little paper plate. Very easy to use. The paper plate needs to be a coated one if you're using that. A glass plate or a plastic plate is actually better. A paper plate, if you have it and it's like one of the little birthday ones, it's coated, that's great. But the white paper ones, it starts to absorb the chalk paste. All right, let me put this in the water bath. And then I'm gonna dry it so you can see the color on this. It will change. So you can see this is darker and the edges are starting to change. You want to continually move your heat gun. You don't want it sitting in one place too long. It will bubble up your chalk paste. All right. So there, it's all done. And if you could center this differently, I could have raised my Life's a Beach up. That's okay. This is a sample. If you make an oopsie on the side, you can take a little damp paper towel, or I'm just taking my fingernail and it comes right off. So no worries. If you mess up the whole thing, just take a paper towel, wipe it off and start over. It will be fine. Don't worry. Don't stress. So that's our little project. I am gonna go and get some work done before I have to head over to the craft show. You guys have a great day.